Welcome to Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. My name is Chris Meyer, your host, along with Haley Westrich. Haley, it's good to have you here today.
Thanks, glad to be back.
So it's now June 1st, and so we're getting the peak season here in Branson.
Yes.
And so, you know, the other day I was talking to a lady on the phone, and she thought Branson was flooded. And so I just wanted to go on to the show to dispel the rumors and myths that Branson is closed. It is not. Towards the, the end of April, I guess we did have a lot of rain. In fact, our lake went up like 10 feet in one day. And so they had to let a lot of water out of the dam. But like 99.9% of all businesses are open.
They are.
And I only say the 0.1 because maybe there's one that's closed I don't know about. But Branson is open and things are going great in Branson. So we have something new we're going to do on the show in this month, in the month of June. And so we're going to switch it up. For those of you that have been watching all our episodes, I hope this doesn't cause too much chaos for you. So we're going to introduce a new episode, or a portion of the show, and it's called Dumb Questions or Things That Make You Go, Okay, and if you've seen Arsenio Hall, for those of you that are a little older like me, Arsenio used to do this. And so here's some dumb questions or things that make you go, Here we go. Question number 1. Do people in Australia call the rest of the world up over?
True.
Think about that. They're the down under?
Yep.
Okay. Question number 2. How come I can pick my ears but not my nose? Think about that one. That's kind of a weird one. Number 3. When something fades in the sunlight, where do the colors go?
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, they just disappear. Like on a
do.
billboard out there, if it's been there, gone. The white stays,
Right.
but the colors go away. Okay, number 4. Who opened the first oyster and said, my, now doesn't this look yummy?
No.
Do you like oysters?
I don't. No.
I think they look gross.
Yes.
I'm
Pretty
like, they're just
disgusting.
slimy.
Ugh.
Number 5. How does the guy who drives the snowplow get to work in the mornings?
That's true. How does he?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So maybe he gets there before they even need the snowplow. Okay, I think this is a really good question. Things that make you go, How does a thermos know whether a drink should be hot or cold and keep it that way? I don't know. So anyway, those were our dumb questions or things that make you go, And some of you I know out there are going, those were pretty dumb. But it's funny. And here's my deal is there is enough bad news that we don't need to talk about in the bad news. We need to just have fun, you know?
Exactly.
So, okay, here's a good question.
Okay.
This is what I call the good question or serious question now. Is if you could wake up tomorrow in the body of somebody else currently living, would you do so? And whom would you pick?
That's a great question.
It is a good question.
I mean, first person that comes to my mind is like, of course, if she was younger, would be like Julie Andrews, because she's gotten to like travel the world and just perform with such great other cast members. That would be cool.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm kind of thinking that I would do Trump.
Oh my.
Because then I could control his Twitter feed for a little while, and like he'd be a different guy for a couple
He
weeks.
would be.
You know, and I think he just needs a break. I feel sorry for the guy because everybody picks on him. So anyway, I don't know. Maybe, and there could probably be somebody else that I could pick, but it just seems like that would be, you'd be on TV a lot.
There you go.
You know, that kind of thing. So here's the deal for those folks that are out there watching. If you will like us on Facebook at facebook.com, Play Branson, okay, the first 5 people that do it, we're going to give you some free Chick-fil-A. So if you want free Chick-fil-A in Branson, Missouri, like and share us, and we'll get that to you. And so we have an awesome guest today, and I'm really excited. I'm excited about a lot of our guests, but this guy's, he's pretty cool, but he's also kind of crazy.
Yes.
I think he's kind
Just
of
a little.
crazy. So you want to
Absolutely.
talk
We've
about
got
it?
Jason Pritchett coming back with us, so stay tuned.
All right.
The Best Western Center Point Inn. It's Branson's top hotel in the heart of Branson's entertainment, next to the Titanic Museum. Relax in the indoor pool and hot tub. The hotel offers a variety of room types. Enjoy the free hot breakfast every day. For more information or to make reservations, call 1-877-334-1894.
Welcome back to Play Branson. We're here today with Jason Pritchett. And Jason it's awesome to have you. You're probably Branson's hottest rising country singer. Is that a good way to classify it?
Well, you can say anything you would like in regards to that, and I'm okay with it. But thank you. It's good to be here.
You're having lots and lots of success, and it's hard work. And I've known you for a long time. In fact, years ago, we did a sales blitz. I think it was in Oklahoma somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so you came and helped and did some singing, but you've got a long history in Branson. And so kind of tell people how you got here, and then we'll eventually get into what you're doing today.
Yeah, you bet. So I do have quite a history here in Branson. I'm from Kansas City, just a few miles up the road here. So we would always come to Branson to do family vacations, and we knew that this was the live music capital of the world. And I came here, watching the Ball Knobbers and Stubb, and all those guys over there, and the Presleys. And so I've always wanted to be a country music singer. So I thought, man, what better place to go for live music and to get my feet wet and to learn the ropes than to drive 3 hours south and come to Branson. So back in 2002, I had the idea of coming down here. I started making phone calls, trying to find auditions. I didn't even know what an audition really was at this point. So I got a hold of a lady at Silver Dollar City, and they said they were having auditions that very next weekend, which is the first week in December. It's always the same weekend every year. And so I asked her, what do I even do for this? I know I have to sing because I want to be a singer. She goes, just put together 2 minutes worth of music, come down to the Chateau, the big hotel out there, and we'll have an audition. Okay, so great. So I come down, I did 2 minutes, and Mike Patrick was impressed enough to say, hey man, can you stay back for choreography? And I just said, yeah, absolutely. Well, I go out in the hallway and I ask, hey, what is choreography? I had no idea what that. And they said, you have to dance. And I go, seriously? I have to dance? Like, I've never danced a day in my life. I mean, I've always been the guy that's been an athlete, traveling tournament baseball teams and tournament basketball and football teams. And so I'm like, I gotta dance. I just want to be a singer. I don't want to dance, So I was completely unprepared for this audition at this point. But so I stood right behind the dance instructor, and I watched her feet like it was like I was, just focused on her feet the whole time. And man, I did good enough for Mike Patrick to call me 2 weeks later and get me down here to Branson. So my first show was Silver Dollar City back in 2003.
So were you at Silver Dollar City then for a while? Yeah,
I spent an entire season at Silver Dollar City, did the Echo Hollow Jubilee show there and outdoors. And then at the Christmas time, we went into the Opera House and did the Christmas show. And then, man, my journey travels all over the place in Branson after that. So, but yeah, Mike Patrick, thanks to him, he was the first guy that took a chance on me, and I've always, I'll be indebted to him forever for that.
So tell people a little bit about what happened then after that.
Yeah, so after that, we all kind of parted and went our own ways after the Echo Hollow Jubilee show, and I got involved in the 50s of the Hop show at the Branson Mall. I was singing doo-wop, I guess you could say. So I went from a country singer to singing doo-wop, still dancing, still twirling around on stage like a schoolgirl, which was kind of weird, but had to do it. Had to make a paycheck. So I did that for 2 seasons, and then after that, I went over to the Mansion. I went over to the White House Theater, where they had a show called Magnificent Seven, yes, which, Joe and Tam are a part of that. Well, the afternoon, they had a show called the Magnificent Country Show. And Joe and Tamara were the 2 leads in that, but they didn't want to do it anymore, so they hired me to take kind of Joe's spot and a girl to take Tamara's spot. And I was in there for several months, and then I went back to the Hop show. Then where did I go? The next year, I went to Starlight Theater with the Lost in the 50 show, which I went from 50 show to 50 show.
And that was a good show.
That was a great show. We had a great time in that. And there was a lot of acting in that as well. They had kind of a puppy love scene where they had the girls on one side of the stage and the guys on one side kind of acting out, the 50s style scenes. The very next year, I stayed with the same company, the Starlight Theater company, and went to the 70s show, stuck on the 70s. So, buddy, I've been all over through the decades.
Dude, I did not realize how many shows you've done.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved that.
The 70s show was the
rocked.
jam, man.
It rocked.
That was one of my favorite shows.
It was good.
I grew my hair out crazy long, like some 70s dude, I guess you could say. If for current people, it's kind of a Keith Urban looking haircut. It was crazy long. But we had a great time. That was some good music, man. I had a blast in that show. Then from there, where did I go? Where did I go next? You remember where I went next?
Grand Country?
No.
No?
Good try though.
Okay.
But it was and no, I went to I did a 9-month contract on a cruise ship on Carnival Cruise Lines, and I toured all across Mexico. We did a month in Hawaii, did 3 months in Alaska.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, man, I'm right in front of an iceberg on this massive ship because of music. You know, and I just think to myself, all the places that music has taken me over the years.
Yeah.
Came back, and then I went to the Grand Jubilee show over at Grand Country Square. Part of the New
That's
South
where,
Quartet.
when you were with New South, and we
Yep.
did our little gig together.
Yep.
So,
New South, we went down to Oklahoma City with you and did some stuff there. Man, we had the Cheesecake Factory, and it was like the best, wasn't it?
Yes.
Ah,
I
I
love
love it.
Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory, you been there?
Oh, yes.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Yep.
I
So,
know,
so yeah, I did Grand Country for 6 years over there. That's a great gig, great show. If you got a chance, go see it now. It's one of the best bands in Branson and a great production show. Mike does a great job. A couple years off, and then is when it all started. I got a call to be a part of a Christmas show at the Starlight Theater called The Toy Shop, which Kenny Rogers was the producer of this show. And I knew that Billy Dean was going to be the head actor of this show. Now, I got a phone call from a friend of mine saying, hey, they're having auditions right now. Can you come up right now, like within 30 minutes?
Wow.
And I said, no, I don't really, I don't want to do a Christmas show. I kind of want to just do my own thing for a while. And then I thought, well, I went back and forth 5 or 6 times that day. And finally I said, look, I'll come up there and audition. I did. I got the job. And I didn't sing hardly at all in the show. I was told I would be a co-star with Billy Dean. No. I was a toy soldier.
That's what I was going to say. I think you were a toy soldier.
It all comes out now.
Yeah.
I was a toy soldier wearing tights over in the corner, standing stiff as a board the entire show. So
That
here
is
I am.
hilarious.
The only time that I came out was to dance around like a toy soldier. So I'm still dancing. I can't figure it out. But so, it's cool how God works in awesome ways. He used that show for me to meet Billy Dean, and the rest really is history, because Billy Dean is the one who really connected me to the Nashville network and to radio. And now I've had 3 consecutive top 40s on country radio. Our 4th single's out. We're screaming the charts right now. So
this will be a good stopping point. We're gonna come back and talk about that in just a moment. We're here with Jason Pritchett. Stay tuned for more Play Branson.
There ain't no quitting, there ain't no backing down. You gotta be ready to stand, ready to fight, and pull the trigger in the middle of the night, 'cause life comes at you fast. Well, it's 24/7 up in your face. You gotta live with it every day, 'cause life comes at you. Life comes at you fast.
We're back at Play Branson. We're here with Jason Pritchett today, one of Branson's hottest rising country stars. And if you just were watching recently, you really heard he put in his dues. I mean, he has worked hard the last several years to get to the point you are. So
working hard and chasing the dream. That's what we do, right?
yeah,
So
it is.
it's worth it.
So you've had some #1 hits. Well, not #1 yet, but they will be.
They're
You've
very
had
close.
Some top hits, because I've heard a lot of them on the radio so far. So tell us about some of those.
Yeah, so like we mentioned before the break, Billy Dean I got a chance to write with Billy Dean, which he's a Grammy Award-winning songwriter. So what better person to write with than with Billy Dean? But the very first song we wrote, I used to be a bull rider back in high school, and he said, let's write about what you know. Let's write songs about what you know. And I said, let's write about bull riding. No one's writing about that. So we wrote a song called Good Show. We made a video of it, and man, it went viral. We had about 300,000 views in about 4 or 5 days on the song. And so we thought, well, it's striking a nerve with people, so let's put it on radio and see what happens. And we chased a radio campaign, and my very first single went number 16 in the top 40 charts.
Nice.
So we were pretty excited about that,
Yay, hats off. That's
thanks.
awesome.
So we thought, well, heck, we have something here. Let's go start booking some road dates, and let's start putting some more singles out. So since then, that was what, 2.5 years ago? Since then, we've had 3 consecutive top 40s, and my 4th single is on radio now, and it just hit the charts 2 weeks ago. And I heard from my promoter today that it jumped 10 spots
That's
last
awesome.
week.
That's
So
good. So
we're still chasing it.
So I was, and I'll be honest, I don't listen to country a lot, and I think I've told you this, but here's the deal. Listen, I got a good story. I have a rental house, and I was working there, and I had it on KHOZ, and I heard Dead Man, and I was like, I think this is a Jason song, and I texted you, and I'm like, is this your song? And I'm like, man, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it was really good. So
thanks. Yeah, the song's called Already a Dead Man, and it's a duet actually between Billy Dean and myself. And the song was in an archive of Billy's, and he had wrote that for him and Kenny Rogers as a follow-up for The Gambler. But there's so many words in this song. I mean, it's a wordy song. You've heard it. Kenny he couldn't get the words quick enough. So it never was recorded, but guess who got a chance to record it?
Yeah.
Myself and Billy. And it went top 20 as well on the top 40 charts.
So I'm just so excited for you because you're like you said, you're living the dream, but you've worked so hard to get to this point. And the other thing, you and I played golf a couple of weeks ago, and you're a good golfer too.
Well, I just had a good day. It's not always that way.
I was terrible. And so I went with a couple entertainers besides you. We went with Todd Bradshaw and Brandon Mabe, and all of you, like, they were all so much better than I. But see, I work during the day, and they can golf during the day, and then they perform at night.
Exactly.
So red carpet status at the CMA Awards in Nashville, so that you got to do that, right?
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. You know, we had a top 20 hit. When you do that, you have a lifetime invitation to the CMA red carpet. So once Good Show went top 20, we had red carpet status. We went, and it was kind of a whirlwind of experiences standing there with my wife on the red carpet right next to Garth Brooks and Rascal Flatts, and the list goes on and on. You know, I'm not trying to name drop, but we were really there. I have pictures to prove it. And I think, man, this is unbelievable, you know? So once you have a taste of that like we've had, it keeps the drive going. Like, you want to keep going after it.
Yeah. And so if someone's out there watching and they want to have a show, they can reach out to you on your Facebook page?
Yeah,
or you have a website? You have a website?
I have a website called jasonpritchett.com. It's really simple, PRITCHETT.com. And there's an info tab there. My management will get the email, and people can book me straight from there. So
and if someone goes to your show, what are they going to experience? Talk to us.
That's a great question. Yeah, so I kind of describe my show as a cowboy rave. I'm the guy who still.
Rave.
That's right. I still wear a black felt cowboy hat, and most people don't. I don't have it today. Sorry, it's at the theater. I forgot it, so this is where we're going. But it's a rock and roll rave cowboy show. If you've seen Garth Brooks, I grew up on the Garth Brooks era.
Right.
The Garth Brooks, the Alan Jackson, the George Straits. You know, every country singer says, "Oh, we grew up with Johnny Cash and Merle Haggard." That's great, but no, you didn't. Yeah. Right? Billy Dean grew up with Johnny Cash and Merle Haggard. Those kind of guys. I grew up with the Garth Brooks, and so my show is geared right after that. I mean, it is 90-0 the entire time.
And I'm guessing pretty high energy.
Very high energy show. Yep. We shoot t-shirt cannons. We shoot super soakers. We're throwing stuff. We're throwing guitars in the crowd. I mean, it's a pretty crazy show.
And so I said at the beginning, kind of a crazy guy, and I have to ask this. I have to ask this question: is most country singers do not have 2 earrings.
I know.
And so is this just the trademark, or
what are you trying to say?
Is this? I mean, like I gotta, like, how'd this happen?
So
because I'm pretty darn conservative.
I know.
mean, you know.
So my daughter, I have 2 daughters, a 6-year-old and a soon-to-be 4-year-old. And my oldest Paisley said, "Daddy, she said, Daddy, earrings are for girls. Why do you have those in your ear?" I was like, "Oh man." That cut deep, right?
Oh,
it cut deep. But I've had them forever. I don't know.
It's just part of you.
It is.
And I think if people get to know you, they're going to find out you're a pretty nice guy.
Well, I try to be.
Yeah. And so besides doing country music, you also do worship on Sundays.
We do.
You and your wife is a performer as well.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I get some of my most fulfillment in music out of leading worship at church on Sunday. I mean, that's the whole reason I'm doing this. It's a God-given talent, and I want to use it for His glory all the time that I can, and continue to spread the word that way. Even in my shows on the road, we do that every time. But yeah, we lead worship at a church here in Branson, at a church called The River, kind of close to Forsyth. And my wife and I have been doing it for years. We love it. We have a great time. We sing a lot of the contemporary style worship music, but it's always good to go back to the hymns every once in a while too,
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah.
we have a great time doing that.
You're a big Facebooker.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're on live a lot, right?
Yep.
And so can people.
When we were golfing, we were live, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Okay, enough Facebook Live,
Yeah.
like knock it off."
But people can go and like you and see everything you're doing on Facebook.
Isn't it so crazy that we're in the day and age of Facebook status on how well we're liked? Like, hit the like button. But it's crazy because the like button is so important, because in my world, the Nashville network and the industry people look at those numbers.
Right.
Crazy enough. Well, he's got 30,000 Facebook likes. He needs to have about 130,000, or whatever the case may be. It's crazy how our status goes off of Facebook likes. But yeah, go to Jason Pritchett on Facebook, hit the like button. I
So
appreciate
people
it.
can catch you at different festivals around
Yep.
the area or around the country this summer. You're also doing some dates with Billy Dean where you're helping him out here in Branson. And so, I'm just excited for you, man. I
Thanks,
really
man.
am.
Thank you.
And in fact, if you're watching this on the Thursday that it's released, tomorrow night, June 2nd, the day's June 1st, tomorrow night, June 2nd, you're going to be headlining out at Echo Hollow.
Isn't that crazy? It's like right back to my old stomping grounds.
Yeah.
The very first place that I worked.
But you're going to be headlining out there. And so they've got their, Silver Dollar City has their summer concert series. And so Jason will be there the second. On the 3rd, we have the Spinners, which are American Rhythm and Blues. I'll be around and working my way back to you. You know that song. And then June 4th, the Association, American pop band, Never My Love, Cherish. Also on June 3rd, we have Relay for Life down at Branson Landing. That's always a great event. And then coming up soon, John Connolly is going to be at Dick Clark's on June 7th. And so Silver Dollar City's got their Star Spangled Summer Festival going on. And so lots of things happening in Branson. If you're planning your Branson vacation, be sure to go to our sponsor, ibranson.com. Online, you can book it all there, or you can call them at 1-877-ENTERTAIN. That's 1-877-ENTERTAIN. Thanks for watching. Until next week, this is Play Branson, over and out. We've had a great time here today with Jason.